Books are the place where knowledge about many professions, life experience, social issue, or emotion the author wants to convey to reader. To me, books are like child friends who have been with me through many things. Hi, my name is Cookies. I'm 12 years old and I want to tell you about my two favorite books. The days at home, hanging around 24 hours in a familiar place, make me easily feel angry, uncomfortable, and even really difficult to push the negative thoughts out of my head. So, my mom bought me the book Pollyanna. My first impression of the book was that it had a lovely and very eye-catching cover. The book Pollyanna is a children's novel by writer Eleanor H. Porter, born in 1913. Although it has been a long time, it is still a book that can make generations of readers impossible to put it down. Not because of the attractive suspense, but because it made our heart light, relax, and gently despite the passage of time. The book is a story of an unafraid girl named Pollyanna. She had to live with her strict Aunt Polly, who adopted her because of duty to Aunt Polly's sister, Pollyanna's mother, not because she wanted to give her a place to stay after losing her father and mother. Really, what's so good about getting a pair of crutches while you're expecting a dog? What's so happy when you lose a loved one, when you are all lonely in this world? If it were me, I would be sad for the rest of my life. However, Pollyanna's not. With a optimistic, heart-loving life and the game she was taught by her father, Pollyanna can find joy in any situation, no matter how black. That when her aunt let her live in a stuffy attic without a carpet or decorative painting, Pollyanna still finds joy in the overhead windows, or when she was punished to have a dinner of bread and milk with the maid Nancy because she was late for dinner at the table. She was extremely grateful to her aunt because she loved bread and milk, and she also loved eating while talking to Nancy. With Pollyanna is optimistic and cheerful heart. She's written up her own seemingly dark life and brought that fairy light to and written up so many people's lives around herself, and for the poor people a bedding spy like a baby son. Pollyanna is truly a bright sun with positive rays. She always sees the good in everything, no matter how bad others is. Whenever she goes, she brings the sun's warm rays there, illuminating the sad, sick places, and then all revived. Even the name Pollyanna is used for the name of popular term for people who are overly optimistic or always think of positive things in any situation. After folding the last page of the book, I could feel the pain, the longing, and the overwhelming love from that little Pollyanna. Throughout the story, we can see that the content very human message, which gently words, interesting story. This lesson is conveyed to us by Pollyanna in a very different way from all the series. With the game, they will reflect the way we see and deal with situations that arise every day. This is a beautiful book, like a little ray of sunshine in my dark translation days. This is actually the first book that made me read over and over again. It's actually very good. If you are in the darkest days, or you are lacking in positive energy for yourself, or you simply want to refresh yourself, then I believe this book is a great choice for you. Finally, I want to tell you that there are still positive things out there. Continue to love and enjoy this wonderful life. The second book is The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared. The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared is a book series by Jonas Donation. The book has sold more than 8 million copies worldwide, have been translated into more than 35 different languages, and the number is still growing. The main character of the novel, the 100-year-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared, is a 100-year-old man named Alan. On his 100th birthday, Alan decided to go on a long trip to visit a course. He had to escape the nursing home, and he climbed out the window to disappear. Alan can be considered a rare person who lives to 100 years old. I think at this age, what has he not experienced to the point of having to escape to enjoy his last days? Alan thought he had lived enough in the nursing home. He is described by the author as a genius backpacker. He is also a super assistant, a politician, a spy, a translator, a revision assistant, ambassador. The story, The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared, is told in parallel with the two halves of the present and the past. The present is about Alan and his friend. The past is about his memories from his youth to his old age. The story concept had a translation from the present to the past or vice versa. But the plot is still very natural, without intervention. Alan's journey has no destination. He goes everywhere he wants, meet and make friends with anyone. It's because of the random content that the journey of context transformation makes me feel nervous every page when reading. What impressed me the most was the book contained a lot of historical elements that made me my imagination is fast rolling. He built a system of character and even around historical milestone on transnational tone, geospatial background, World War I, World War II, Europe, Asia, America, Act. The old man had been in contact with many famous figures, which are outstanding leaders around the world, in great historical events that have lasted for 100 years. The plot is so well unlighted that I know it never happened, but I have to believe, implicitly believe, like I bewitched, as if Alan knew the secret of history, like the thin side of an iceberg. Actually, in my opinion, the strange boat and witty boy are huge plus for the 100-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared. No matter what happened, the author still used a calm voice to narrate the story. An old man passionate about diamond spent his whole life crafting and researching or discovering about it. His behavior was very stiff, suitable for the 100-year-old man, knowing where he was, who he was with, what the situation was like at that time, from which he knew how to behave appropriately to protect himself. Sometimes I have to be startled because Alan kills people like a joke. 100 years of traveling from place to place, yet he never starved to death, even he had a lot of money. After reading it, I realized what Alan teaches us is to always be optimistic in life. No matter what the situation, just a different way of thinking, everything will change. Of course, we don't rely in Russia, but try to consider the positive in negative situations. Find the light at the end of the tunnel, everything will be resolved. If you feel the light is too boring, this is a book worth reading. Thank you for taking time to listen to me. Have a nice day.